50. So a few interesting runners here, a few newcomers, and we're waiting for Philadonte and also for Hubcapper, who's trialled very well, and Fields of Thunder is the other away. Correct weight Eagle Farm on the previous. Weight is right in Brisbane. Now here's Shillinglee from the Bobby Law stable. Coming forward. Bob won a race at Gosford earlier today. Did he? Did he win a race or? Yeah, did Bob win a race at Gosford earlier? Yeah. Anyway, back to business here, and it looks as though they're just about ready to go. Philadonte, the Bob Law representative, stands well. And we're waiting for the starter. Hello, there's Lion Dancer through the stalls, and ditto Thunder On. And Chester County, how it didn't come out, I'll never know. So Thunder On has been picked up, as has Lion Dancer. Lion Dancer only went about 70 metres. Thunder On about 150. Those familiar Nick Vass colours being worn by the rider on Thunder On, Chris Muntz. The black with the white horseshoe, hoop sleeves and black and white checked cap. Good colours to see, as are those worn by the rider of Lion Dancer here, Dan Beasley, in the pale green and black stripes and red cap. Chester County the favourite, and the Paul Perry colours of the yellow with the black sash, armbands and cap. Now Lion Dancer is back at the stalls, almost there, Thunder On, and they've taken Chester County out. Rider still aboard Chester County, Darren Beedman, is by Hennessy from Quenisgamond, Chester County. Just having a look at the face of this horse and the nose and the mouth region of Chester County. One of the gatemen has this Chester County by the bridle, and is well, are they going to lead it up or not? Oh, now the phone rings. It'll be the stewards. Now Chester County's going back in again. Everybody past fit and ready to run again. Okay, thanks, Bruce. Chester County's there. Lion Dancer's in. Thunder On just about right once more. And this big field of 2-year-olds again will be set for dispatch at any moment. Ready now. Racing this time, and Chester County didn't jump brilliantly, but he's got a bit of speed, but going very smartly. Hubcapper to lead from Thunder On, and the third is Snip the Prize, followed by Fuad Shillinglee, and 2.5 lengths Chester County, followed by Lion Dancer, Fields of Thunder, Malta, and then Dane Bar, followed by Canvas, and a good margin Philadonte. Second last as they come to the corner, Brave Player, and a couple of lengths to Final Date, but by golly, Hubcapper's got some toe, and on the corner the newcomer Hubcapper leads about 2.5 on Fuad. Chester County to third, Snip the Prize fourth, then Shillinglee. A length further back is Thunder On, followed by Dane Bar, and the others headed by Lion Dancer and Malta. Hubcapper 250 to go, leads about 1.5 lengths. Chester County is out after it, followed closely by Fuad, and then Thunder On sneaking up on the inside, but Hubcapper giving a sight. Hubcapper 100 to go, 1.5 lengths clear on Chester County. Thunder On coming late, Thunder On getting to Hubcapper, and Thunder On draws away to beat Hubcapper and Chester County. And then came Lion Dancer, Shillinglee, or Philadonte made up ground from Dane Bar. And then came Malta, Fuad, Fields of Thunder, followed at the head of the others by Canvas, Snip the Prize, Final Date, Brave Player, and Absolute, and the field was Shillinglee.
Well, Thunder On rocketed along the fence to collect the cash. Chris Muntz in the saddle, running down Hubcapper number 5, $3, $1.60 for Chester County. Chris Muntz in the saddle for Gay Waterhouse, which makes it a winning double for the First Lady of Racing. And Thunder On, the Thunder Gulch gelding out of Nanaimo, Rory's Jester mare, and its first up run from a spell. Was a Newcastle winner back in November.
On Chicky, Tyrolean the inside in the Cummings full set of colours. Be My Princess stood well in 2. Lights flash now for the matron, and they're away in the 4th of the afternoon. And Be My Princess, the first to bound out of the stalls. Tyroline jumped well, and so did Lizophony. Away fast, Sanachi trying to find the lead through the first 200. Indigo Rain from a wide barrier pressed on, and so did Madame Plume. On the other hand, after 200 all-time high was 2 lengths last of all. Sanachi in front, led by a half length to Indigo Rain. 2 lengths, Madame Plume let them go and sat third. Then Be My Princess fourth, and Lizophony well off the pace as fifth, a length and a half away. Then Silvana on the inside of Chicky, a length and a half. Ballonic Tyroline followed by Summer Rule. Second last is Don Bamore, an all-time high last in a strung out field. Sanachi setting a good tempo, 1,000 to go. Indigo Rain a length and a half away second. 2 lengths Madame Plume, a length and a half Be My Princess, 2 Lizophony, 3/4 Silvana the inside, and then Chicky. 1 Ballonic on the outside of Tyroline, 2 lengths to Summer Rule. Another 2 lengths or a touch more to Don Bamore, and last is all-time high. Coming up towards the turn, Sanachi is going to lead round the turn narrowly from Indigo Rain. Madame Plume's had the camp on them all the way. Be My Princess fourth on the inside, and then Lizophony. Chicky taken out wider. Silvana working through the pack, and they're followed by Ballonic, and then Tyroline on the inside, and Summer Rule peels out for a run. Sanachi led Indigo Rain. Be My Princess stays to the inside. Madame Plume came wider with Lizophony. Silvana still threading through and still coming. Sanachi being tackled by Be My Princess, and Lizophony went up fast. Silvana's just behind her, and wider out is Chicky. It's Lizophony inside the 200, the leader to Silvana. Tyroline on the inside with Be My Princess, but Lizophony's clear. She's holding them all at bay, and it's Lizophony for Damien Oliver winning it well. Second placing to Tyroline, and third is Silvana on the outside. Then Be My Princess followed in by Chicky, and just behind them was Sanachi, Don Bamore, Ballonic, Summer Rule, Madame Plume tiring badly in the run home, followed by Indigo Rain, and a distant last is All-Time High. In 142.3 this time. Victory for number 2, Lizophony, ridden by Damien Oliver for Danny O'Brien. 5-year-old Baymere by Zophony from Sharp in Slippery, and she sat just off a fast pace today, reeled them in out wide down the middle of the track, and has gone on for a good win. Placings at 2, 10 and 6. Lizophony, Damien Oliver, Danny O'Brien first. Second, Tyroline, Danny Nikolic and Bart Cummings, and third, Silvana, Brett Preble and Barry James. 2:10.6, Lizophony the winner. She once upon a time didn't like the rain-affected ground, but she's now won 3 of her 5 on slow tracks. This is the mare that some seasons ago gave Frankie Dettori his first win, and I think it might even be his only win in Australia in the spring of 1999. 2, 10 and 6. Lizophony, Damien Oliver winning the Matron Stakes race 4. Well, the next is the St Leger main race. Kate's Forest came out at 1:15 because of the track, so 12 to run in the staying test for 3-year-olds at 3:24.
And that winner in a famous set of colours. Famous because those are of the Thompson family. And there's the colours. Orange with a purple cap. The Widden Stud Syndicate, the oldest family-run horse stud in the world, in a most beautiful part of the world, in the upper Hunter Valley of New South Wales, in the Widden Valley near Denman and Sandy Hollow, and those colours successful, and some valuable black type for this mare's breeding future too after winning the listed race. They'll be thrilled. In betting at Randwick as we await a scales report from Eagle Farm in Brisbane on 1, 4, 8 and 7. Opal Rainbow did get 4th. Short break, back with Ian Craig. Week for the 5th.
Yes, I got them round to the barrier in time here, but they've just dawdled and dawdled and dawdled, and I don't know why. The race will ultimately be late. Anyway, we'll see what time they jump away here and how far behind the advertised schedule they will ultimately be. They're a little late for that previous, but they got them out onto the track here with about 4 minutes to go, so they should have been able to get into the barrier and in and away on time, but such is not the case. Pink and black all the rage here, $2 and $1.10. I repeat, is a generous quote on the totalisator. And if Pink and Black salutes, that'll be 3 for Gay. Yes, the strength of the Sydney stables, Waterhouse, Sandhawks. 2 to Gay today, 1 to John. And this might well be 3 to her. Anyway, we'll soon see. Here comes Gunnery down from Taree, where it's trained by Bindi Cheers. Gunnery is set now, and the starter coming along to his stand. So this race will run about 2 minutes late. Win pool about 265,000. Ready. Racing. And Irish Crusader jumped quickly, won't lead. Pink and Black from the widest draw is going up hastily, and the roughy Rimba runner's going to keep Pink and Black honest. And as they settle fully into stride now, Pink and Black, is he going to persevere for the lead? And it's about a head in front of Rimba Run, 2.5 to Barbaroos, and then Get Serious, Tara Express, Irish Crusader, followed by Gunnery and Cabin Fever. Well, he kicks up Pink and Black's rider. I refer to Chris Munson going along towards the 1100, and Pink and Black beat off Rimba Run. Third posse is Barbaroos, and then Get Serious, Tara Express, Irish Crusader. Gunnery next to last, and a couple of lengths further off is Cabin Fever. Pink and Black, given a spell now, comes onto the High Street side, about 3/4 Rimba Run. 2 lengths to Barbaroos, and then Get Serious, closely followed by Tara Express. On its inside is Irish Crusader, second last is Gunnery, and 3/4 to Cabin Fever. This is the order coming along to the 650, and Rimba Run making a bit of a pest of itself, up tackling this favourite Pink and Black. And as they race down to approach the bend at the 500 marker, Pink and Black a half length on Rimba Run, 3 lengths to Barbaroos, a couple to Get Serious, Irish Crusader, Tara Express, Gunnery, and Cabin Fever. Pink and Black swings, and up the rise he comes, and he got a break of a length and a half now. Barbaroos goes after Pink and Black, dropping off is Rimba Run, followed then by Irish Crusader. Now as they reach the distance at the 200 marker, Chris Muntz pulls the whip on Pink and Black. Barbaroos's rider draws the persuaded Aaron Beedman, but Pink and Black, he won't give in, he won't renege. In fact, he's holding Barbaroos, and there's a game win. Pink and Black beat Barbaroos and Irish Crusader. And then a gap of a length and a half or so to a very close go for fourth between Tara Express and Gunnery. Cabin Fever, Get Serious, and Rimba Run. Well, not surprisingly, it's finished stone motherless.
Pink and Black beats a son of Cerise and Black called Barbaroos, and gives Gay Waterhouse a winning treble on the Anzac Day program. And still to come, the feature race. So Gay Waterhouse brings up 3. Winning rider Chris Muntz defies the vain attempts of Darren Beedman aboard Barbaroos. 1, 2, 4, fourth to be confirmed. That's the 5th race on the card from Randwick. There's the market details of Victoria Park. Support Twiggy Summit and also Rorting, 3 status. Here's Andrew Bensley.
Yes, well, legendary trainer Tommy Smith won this race on 6 occasions between Tulloch in 1958 and Rio de Janeiro in 1981. Hope it won't better than the way I said it. But today, Gay Waterhouse tries to emulate her father with Sir Khan Demon, the first horse we're looking at.
He's a very mature-looking horse. Looks as if he's just got off the plane, to be honest with you. Looks absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure he'll run well. The thing that'll help him, he will be up on the speed.
All right, second horse is the short price favourite. Opened up very short. It started to drift out a little bit, but not a lot of value also compared to what they're betting on Super Tap. Clear favourite.
Yes, and look, I've put him on top. The wet track suits him perfectly. The only problem with this horse, as they're trying to get the tongue tie on him, is that if anything, where the query may lie, is the fact that he is immature mentally, but wet ground suits perfectly.
3 Western Waters. It was a pretty strong win here the other day to beat Thunderhawk.
Yes, only over the 2,000, came back off the 2,400 previously behind Minogue, where it battled out fairly well on that particular occasion. Again, has been presented very well backing up.
All right, 4 Batani comes off a race behind Badali, but it did get beaten nearly 8 lengths that day.
I think too far to be competitive in this, Andrew.
Leicester Thunder Wing, number 5. It's bred to certainly have no problems with the 2,800.
Yeah, look, I was sort of mystified at his last start. He got absolutely lost going down the side at Caulfield, yet made up considerable ground, which indicates this journey will suit.
6 Dominaire Princess coming off to Tura.
Again, looks tested.
Marfell, it led them up at Cranbourne before weakening.
Again, I suppose the fact it'll be up on the speed, won't be getting any mud thrown up at it. That's its best chance.
Out of the Michael Moroney camp here, we've got number 8, Stalking Horse.
Yeah, I saw this horse's performance at Hamilton, actually, and I must admit I wasn't all that taken by it. It appeared to have a reasonable sort of run in transit. It was only beaten 2.6 lengths, but again, a big step up.
10 Minogue has some pretty good form lines, particularly behind Western Waters.
And looks absolutely outstanding, has travelled down well. Ground conditions suit.
My Queen's coming off a maiden, but we saw Teddy Bear do it a couple of years ago.
And has got wet track form, wouldn't be the worst in the race.
12 for Fajage out of the Friedman team.
It comes out of the Minogue race. Yeah, respect it. Not hopeless.
And down the bottom, Millipede.
Well, Millipede, yeah. I doubt it.
He was going to say something else, but he bit his lip there. So we'll get him to work out his numbers. Grey Song, clear favourite, and they're about to leave the matting yard.
Moving in well, Victoria Park, as we're waiting.
Straight in, he was worked, and then he hasn't left a note.
Oh, that's good.
So he's fit, and we're hoping that he's going to win today.
All right. What's the mail we've got on a rain-affected track? What's Gay told you about that?
Well, the whole thing is, we don't know. He's never been on a rain-affected. But going on Carnegie, he's a Sadler's Wells. It goes back to Sadler's Wells, which was a top
No doubt about that.
a wet runner. So today is going to be a guiding to having our horse go.
We've seen Serkan Damon, of course, run in the Derby here, ran 5th. We saw him win the Geelong Derby. He might have a bit of a class edge on them.
I think he has the class. Unfortunately, he had a bad run. He couldn't go that fast pace when he ran up there in Sydney, and he couldn't go with them. And of course, as you know, they just took off Don Eduardo and our other horse, Carnegie. But then we had him in the Derby, and unfortunately, he had a fall with one of, he was out with the handler, and he did a little, had a bad graze on his leg, and had to be scratched. So now we're just hoping that we can have, and what he does today, if he runs well today, is off to Adelaide for the Derby.
Wish you all the best. Tommy Smith won this race 6 times, so Gay's trying to win it for the first today.
That's what I said to Gay. I said, wouldn't it be wonderful? Except Melbourne rain is going to try and stop us.
No, nothing can stop the Waterhouse team. Good luck to you, Eunice.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Eunice. Eunice Faulkner joining us, representing Gay Waterhouse. They've got Serkan Damon, a couple of minutes away. Brendan from the St Ledger for 2002.
Andrew, you've been keeping your notes on how many Gays trained in Sydney thus far today?
3?
3, spot on. She's on fire and looking to add a St Ledger in Melbourne to her credit. Alfie helping us out there with Andrew from the track as we await a scales report at Victoria Park on 10, 5, 9 and 6. 14 minutes off Eagle Farm, where I realise in Canadian time, both on 100 ahead of Dougal's Luck and Bagolino. 1 and 4 equal ahead of 8 and number 3. Market for the 6th race looks this way.
Come racing with Chefs on the Run Racing.
The St Ledger brought to you by Chefs on the run to Flemington for the St Ledger.
And the favourite, Grey Song, to be ridden by Damien Oliver, hasn't yet won a St Ledger. He has been runner-up 4 times in this race, all of them in the 90s. Grooming, Sub-Zero, Zero Limit and Our Position. His second positions in this race, some handy ones there. Many of them would start favourite in this lineup. He's on the favourite this time. Grey Song, support for Serkan Damon. They're set. Group 3 VRC St Ledger is ready to go. 2,800 metres. The favourite has drawn 3 from the outside. That's Grey Song alongside Domineer Prince, and they're away. And Grey Song began reasonably well. Marfiddle from the outside barrier began very fast and is working away across the field. Pantani and Serkan Damon had jumped away well, and the filly Fijac is showing some toe. Grey Song had settled back last of all with My Queen. Marfiddle from the outside had crossed to the fence by the time they went past the 200 the first time. Fijac moved up on its outside and actually went to the lead with Serkan Damon with a lap to run. Western Waters is wider out, improving. They're followed by Pantani. Lester Thunderwing. Millipede is caught wide, and just behind them Domineer Prince as they leave the straight, being trailed then by Minogue. 2 lengths to Stalking Horse. Grey Song is back second last as they head to the riverside, and last of all is My Queen. They're inside the 2,000 metres, and Fijac out by 2 lengths. Western Waters up in second placing. 2 lengths away is Serkan Damon with Millipede improving round the outside. Marfield now back 5th on the rails. 2 lengths to Pantani. A neck to Lester Thunderwing on the inside of Domineer Prince, who wants to pull court 3 wide. 1.5 Minogue, and she's being followed by Grey Song, who's now tucked away on the inside, followed by Stalking Horse, and last is My Queen. Fijac setting a nice tempo out towards the 1,600. She leads by 2.5 to another filly, Millipede, in second placing. Western Waters third the inside, and Domineer Prince has pulled his way up to 4th, and he's going on with it still. They're followed by Sir Candamon getting a good trail into the race. He's handy at 2 today with the blinkers on. He's up 5th. A length and a half Millipede, Pantani, 2 lengths Leicester Thunderwing. Minoga's next on the outside of him, 2 to Grey Song, giving them a fair start. Followed then by Stalking Horse, and 2 lengths away is My Queen. They've made their way to the 1200, and Fijac out in front, led by 2. Domineer Princess second, 3 lengths away is Western Waters. A length and a half then to Millipede, followed by 2 lengths away Sir Candamon on the outside of Marfil. Another length and a half to Pantani, Leicester Thunderwing, followed by Minogue, and then Grey Song, who spots the leader. At least 12 lengths coming up the side, and he's being followed then by back behind those horses is My Queen, who's dropped out to be last of all, and Stalking Horse is next to last. As they came up towards the home turn, Fijac led, Domineer Princess second, 2 lengths away in third placing is Western Waters. They're followed by Marfield coming through on the inside in the green colours. Round the outside, Sir Candamon is coming with his run, and Grey Song has made some ground too. He's got up behind the leading horses, and he's going to cut the corner. They're into the straight now. 500 metres to go, and Pantani and Sir Candamon wide out, and Grey Song cut the corner beautifully and joins them. Here comes Minogue with her run down the outside, and then My Queen. Grey Song getting up with 300 metres to go to tackle Pantani. They're together in front of Sir Candamon, and then Minogue from My Queen. Grey Song on the inside of Pantani with 150 to go. It's Oliver wielding the whip, and Grey Song led by 3/4 to Pantani, trying hard. Grey Song just in front of Pantani. Grey Song tiring but saw it through. Grey Song beat Pantani in the ledger, got there by a neck. 4 lengths Minogue, followed by My Queen, Sir Candamon and Leicester Thunderwing. Long break to Domineer Prince, and they're trailed then by Fijac and Western Waters. Long break again to Marfil and Millipede, and a bad last is Stalking Horse. What a ride, what a wonderful ride to come from the back of the field. Edge through on the inside of his rivals, cut the corner, drift to the outside for the better ground, and Grey Song produced to give Damien Oliver his first VRC St Ledger. After 4 seconds through the 1990s, Grey Song has won the Ledger for Tommy Hughes and Damien Oliver. Through his entire career, he's threatened to win a good staying race, and he's done so this afternoon. A Son of Unbridled Song from Tanzazip, raced by Mr. and Mrs. G. Smorgan. Second placing, number 4, Pantani, Danny Nikolic and Robbie Lang. Third placing to Minogue, number 10, Stephen King and Terry O'Sullivan. 2, 4 and 10 are the numbers. 2, 4 and 10, and they've run 3 minutes, 2.4 seconds. Well, you want to have a look at a good ride in a staying race under difficult conditions. That's the replay you just pull out. He is a champion, and it took a champion ride to get him home, because there wasn't a lot of juice left in the tank as he got down to the nitty-gritty of that staying test through slogging conditions. Great ride, and Grey Song, after his perfect lead-up race in the Derby in Sydney, has scraped home. 2, 4 and 10. I think he needed that ride to get there, but the favourite has arrived in the VRC St Ledger.
And Andrew, a famous name in racing, salutes one of the young characters of Melbourne racing.
Well, in fact, this is Tommy Senior who trains this horse, puts the touches here. Well, just grab your Tom's talking to the rest of the media guys here. Greg Miles just said you had a few placings back in the 80s in this race, but Grey Song did it strong. Gee, it was a great ride on the home turn, though.
Yes, he's a horse. If he draws the barrier, you can ride him closer. But when he draws the outside, if you go forward, he sort of over races. He's a very honest horse, but his main problem, he shows a bit of nerve, and you got to take him along pretty quietly. But he's got a good motor. I've got an idea when a good handicap one day with lightweight, he'd be much better under the lighter scale of weights.
You've got a good opinion. You went to Sydney and ran up there against the best in the Derby up there. You've come back.
Well, we'll give Sydney a lot of thought. They forecast rain all the week, and I thought, well, if they get the rain, it may bring the stars back to him.
Yep.
But on the dry, I thought he performed quite well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Do you go to Adelaide now?
There's a good chance we'll go to Adelaide, yes. He's, even though he doesn't look tough, he is tough. So,
yeah, he puts the head out there.
Yeah, so anyhow, there's a good chance we'll be in Adelaide.
What would you give D. Oliver for the ride, Tom?
Oh, well, he done with his tail, which is great.
Good luck there. Tommy Hughes joining us, trainer of Grey Song. Pantani, didn't it fight on great for second? Minogue third, 2, 4, 10. And Tommy Hughes Senior finally wins the St Ledger here at Flemington.
And there's Tommy Hughes Jr. And we see Damien Oliver register his first win in this classic after running 4 seconds in years prior. So as Damien returns, big smile on the face. Have a look at that. As they head out at Eagle Farm, 5 minutes off, I realise, and Canadian Time are well fancied along with now into $12, Ills into $13. Line starts to take good shape. The Sunline colours go forward. Young Robbie Brewer gets his chance in a non-claiming listed race, riding for the McKee family with Ebony Honour. To Randwick for race 6.
The Services Memorial Cup it is, and the favourite at 210, Borelli, number 3, You Had Your Warning, 350, number 4, Borelli. Borelli's had good support to beat You Had Your Warning here on track, and again, like the previous race when it was a case of big punters here on course thinking at a dead set match, Pink and Black and Barbarossa, and they weren't wrong. Pink and Black beat Barbarossa long neck, and they think it's a dead set match here with You Had Your Warning favourite. But certainly good support for Borelli. The blinkers off today and the tongue tie aboard Borelli. And we'll soon see action. Quite a crowd grouped around at the starting point here on the outside rail. And the racing in the Services Memorial Cup. Steel Phoenix bounced quickly. Borelli's up looking for the lead. Bally View's going smartly, followed by You Had Your Warning, Ills, and then comes Zumdinger, Asylum, Ebony Honour back to second last, and Blanchard's last. Well, Borelli had little difficulty in leading, and as they go to the turnout of the straight now by the 2,000 marker, and Borelli about a length on Bally View with Steel Phoenix settling third, and then You Had Your Warning, who's one out, one back. Asylum is next, and then Ebony Honour wider out as Zumdinger. Now, what's the rider going to do on Zumdinger? Is he going to persevere for the lead? And the last pair of Blanchard and Ills. 1,800 to go, and Borelli in front, but here comes the roughie. At any old prize, Zumdinger racing up to join Borelli, and length and a half third is Bally View around Steel Phoenix. You Had Your Warning, nice and handy, and only about 5 lengths from Borelli, and then comes Asylum, Ebony on at the outer, and the last couple into the back by the 1,600 of Blanchard inside of Ills. Borelli again draws away to lead the roughie Zumdinger, a length and a quarter going down the back section. The grey Steel Phoenix holding third, followed by Bally View. A length and a half to You Had Your Warning, Asylum. Then comes Ebony Honour, Blanchard next to last, Ills last, 10 lengths from Borelli. Along the back section, going down to the halfway point in the Services Memorial Cup here at Randwick. And by the 1,200, it's Borelli minus the blinkers and the addition of the tongue tie today. And Borelli out of the back section, leading by a length now on Zumdinger, followed by Steel Phoenix, Bally View. 2 lengths to You Had Your Warning. Well, she's nice and handy today. And then comes Asylum, followed another length away by Ebony Honour, Blanchard next to last, and Ills is Absolute. As they come along the side of the track and they go by the 800 marker, there's still no variation, and Borelli out 3/4 of a length or so on Zumdinger, and then Steel Phoenix, Bally View, a couple of lengths to You Had Your Warning, Asylum, Ebony Honour, Blanchard and Ills, and there's been very, very little variation for a long way. And down towards the corner at the 500 marker, Borelli in front from Zumdinger, Bally View going up 3 deep from Steel Phoenix, and Corey Brown biding his time on You Had Your Warning. He's pulling the mare out now to make her challenge, and in the stretch, and Borelli's thrown in the towel very quickly, and You Had Your Warning cantered up to Bally View to head her off, and past the 200, You Had Your Warning raced away. Ebony Honour to second now, and then comes Ills. You Had Your Warning, 150 to go clear of Ebony Honour, but You Had Your Warning appreciating the 2,400. She wins it well. You Had Your Warning from Ebony Honour. Ills prominent for third, Bally View on the fence, and up there in the photo for the minor placing was Blanchard, then Steel Phoenix, followed home by Asylum. Well, Borelli threw it in and beat the rank outsider home, and that was Zumdinger. You